Hey everybody, Shushank Redemption here for part 3 of the season 4. So we're to the 1987 off-season, simulated up through the draft. So as usual, I did all the stuff before the draft offline, so I'll do a quick recap of what happened. I just now realized that I think this list shows everyone who retired. Like, Elvin Hayes retired, I think, 2 seasons ago. Can't see it anymore. I don't know why he continues to be on this list. Maybe he's the only one. All these other people retired this season. I don't know why Elvin Hayes is sticking around. So you can see some of the guys who retired. Nobody made the Hall of Fame this year. We had one jersey retirement. It's Paul Westphal for the Suns. No real people. A couple CFOs retired. I don't know what teams they were from. I don't think I can tell that. Historic changes, so top 3 picks are done via random weighted draw, so I'm not sure what exactly that is, what's different about that than what it was before. Maybe it was top 4 before. The Knicks got new uniforms. This one kind of confused me. I guess the complete, because usually you see complete rebrand is when somebody either moves or changes their title or something, but I guess the fact that they're, well, no, it says changing the name, but they didn't change their name. It's Washington Bullets to Washington Bullets, so whatever. I guess they got new logo, uniforms, and floor. Bulls updated theirs, and so did the Cavs. No other rules were changed. So in the lottery, I didn't have any chance in the lottery this year. So I have the 11th pick, which is what I got from the Spurs, and my own pick I still have, which is last, because the Pacers won the finals. In case you didn't catch that. 73-9. Beat the Lakers in 7 games in the finals. Champions. So the Nets got the number 1 pick. They had the worst record, so they're likely, unless something crazy happens, getting David Robinson, who could turn their franchise around. Cavs are second, Jazz third. So we imagine Scottie Pippen's going second. I can actually, before I go to the mock draft, I want to show you also something cool that happened. I usually don't show. Oh, I can't see the normal. I usually don't show the staff changes I make, but Don Nelson was available. So there aren't that many real coaches in this era. Casey Jones and Billy Cunningham were also available, but Don Nelson I decided to go for. It's not super realistic that the NBA Finals champions would get a new coach afterwards, but my coach was not very good, although he did get back-to-back Coach of the Year awards. He had 4 badges and 3 of them were negative badges, so I thought I'd get somebody that maybe helps the team a little bit more. So Don Nelson definitely does that. So signed him to a 4-year deal, so we'll have him for a while. Hopefully that works out. And now we're to the draft. So quick look at the mock draft. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. If I can trade up and possibly get Reggie Miller, would be pretty cool to get on this Pacers team. Especially with my question mark at shooting guard right now, because Marquise Johnson and Derek Harper are free agents. Derek Harper, who's coming off of a Finals MVP award, which is kind of crazy to say. So if I can get Reggie, if he goes 7th, I think that's possible, because I have the 11th and the 23rd, and plus I have a couple of my future picks I wouldn't mind getting rid of, and some seconds I could even use to maybe move up a bit. I kind of played through a trade finder to see what I could get. It looked like I could get the 9th somewhat easily. The Bulls are willing to move back, seeing how they have the 6th, 7th, and 9th, which is craziness. Bogues, Miller, and McKee would be interesting supporting cast for Michael Jordan. But the other 2, I think, have Reggie Miller going a bit higher, so 5th. I don't know how realistic it is I can get to 5th, so I think what I'll do is simulate the first 4 picks, and then if Reggie's there 5th, I'll see if I can trade up. It's kind of what I'm thinking right now, but The last few drafts have not at all gone how I thought they would. So who knows what'll happen. This one had me getting Reggie Lewis. The last one also had me getting Reggie Lewis. This one has me getting Dennis Hopson, and Reggie's fifth as well. So there's not really anybody beyond where I'm picking. I would want Horace Grant. Wouldn't be a bad pickup. He'd be a backup for at least a few years, since Clark Kellogg is locked up for, I think, 3 more years, because I gave him a 4-year deal last year, I believe. So let's get to the draft and see how this goes. We'll get the first pick out of the way. We'll see David Robinson in that cool Nets jersey. So he is going to come straight to the league. He's not going to spend 2 years in the Naval Academy like he did in real life. Let's see if the Cavs swoop in and get Scottie Pippen. They did not. So already, this is craziness. Armin Gilliam going ahead of Scottie Pippen. I think Pippen was the consensus number 2. I don't remember. I could go see, actually. I think, yeah. Pippen. Gilliam wasn't even the 3rd in anybody, so I guess the Cavs really needed a power forward. That's the only way that really makes sense. But I don't think they were super good at any position. Okay. Well, will the Jazz get Pippen? Guys, I don't know. Like, are the team's scouts bad? What is happening? Kenny Smith goes to the Jazz. Will the Suns get Pippen? Yes. Okay, Scottie Pippen is on the Phoenix Suns. They have a number 33 already, so we'll see if 35 is going to be his number. All right, so this is where I think I try to trade up if possible. I don't know that I can trust the mock drafts anymore, because we got Kenny and Gilliam, who just went 2nd and 3rd. And then we've got Bogues, who hasn't gone yet. Mark Jackson, who hasn't gone yet. McKee, who hasn't gone yet. So according to all of these, they're supposed to go in front of Reggie Miller. Well, in this one, Jackson doesn't. I also could consider what do the Warriors need to see if they would draft Reggie. So let's go see what their team looks like. Shooting guard is not a strong position for them, so it is very possible that they get Reggie. They wouldn't be drafting a small forward probably, so not McKee. Floyd's a free agent, so maybe they go for one of the point guards. But let's just see if there's any chance they... Well, Clark Kellogg is not going to be traded for it. But let's see if there's anything I can do here. If I can give them the 11th and the 23rd. I also have Tyrone Corbin that I could trade. Nobody else is really under contract that I would want to trade. Kellogg, Ellis, Rodman, Petrovic, and then Corbin. So let's see. I was hoping they'd at least counter with something to tell me I'm close. It's not looking good. So let's get out of that and see what the 2 picks alone get me. I think this is where, so moving up 1 isn't quite helpful. Moving up 2, okay. I also wonder if getting somebody who's 81 overall could help. It moves me back. Daryl Dawkins. So now the Nets are ready to trade Dawkins now that they drafted David Robinson. That kind of makes sense. So no others. So what if I add Corbin? Still only gets me up 2 picks there. A lot of the same offers, so that didn't do much. Can the 23rd and, well, let's see what the 20th, well, 23rd alone is not going to move me up. But what if I do 23rd and Corbin? Does that move me up? No. Nobody's willing to do that. So I also have my future picks to play with. So 89, which I can't trade because I already traded my 88. But I've got my 90 and 91 that I could get rid of. So let's see what those two get me. Does that move me up at all? Because then I could possibly package. So there we go, 13th. Maybe I can package the 11th and 13th for something higher. That's really the only one. So let me now add Corbin and see if that does anything more. Who was that had the 13th? There's the 15th, and gets me another pick in 89, so that's not bad. There's the 13th, and next year's. So that's probably the best. The Kings were not super good. I don't think they have anybody really amazing on their team. I'll have to check that out. You said you get the 15th? I think I'm leaning toward the 13th right now. Because the Hawks have Dominique Wilkins, and they have some young guys that will probably be good by the 1989 draft, so that won't be a very good pick. The Kings, on the other hand, let's see who's on their team. LaSalle's, so they have Detlef Schrempf, who's still in 81. They've got a lot of free agents, so Len Bias, who just won Rookie of the Year, so he will be getting better. They still have Nate McMillan, who's also a rookie. So their team could be totally different by the time this pick actually happens. This is looking the best. I get rid of a second that I probably won't ever use. Corbin won't really play on this team. I'm moving up 10 spots and swapping some firsts. I think this is a good trade. Is there any chance of getting... So I get the best of those and then they get mine. Okay, that's actually even better, I think, than what I was trying for. So let's do that. So now let's see if these picks move me up. So I thought the Bulls might offer one of theirs. I don't want to move back. That doesn't make any sense. So what if I go click the Warriors again? '11th and 13th. They don't have any picks they can trade. I think 11th and 13th for 5th is pretty fair. I guess not. Well, I mean, I could risk one more pick. If I'm not able to get Reggie Miller, the next best looking player for my team, I don't really need a point guard because John Stockton's going to play most of the game. If I re-sign Derek Harper, he can play some as well. Reggie Lewis could make some sense if I can't get Reggie Miller. McKee, I don't know. Rodman's hoping to play more minutes next season. Grant, I mean, I did have Tom Chambers as my big guy off the bench. Chambers and Bill Walton. Grant could make sense as well. But otherwise, there's not really anybody I'm looking to get. So I'd really like this 5th pick. I'm afraid the Warriors will get Reggie Miller. wonder if I do like some of the seconds for the Warriors pick. Is there anybody they're wanting to trade? They popped up Roundfield in one of those offers. Or I can try like some random. Sometimes if you like screw around with what they're wanting or what they're trading, they'll give you different offers. So let's try Roundfield. Now it's just Kellogg again. They can't have Kellogg. I don't think it's going to matter who I add. It's always going to be Kellogg. Okay. So let's try the 11th, 13th, and maybe a couple of my future seconds. I don't need my seconds, I know that. Maybe one more second will work. So Clippers, Nuggets, Jazz, Kings. I'm trying to think of which teams were good. The Clippers, I think, are decent. So let's get rid of that one. There we go. All right. 5th pick is owned now by the Pacers. We will resume, and we will bring Reggie Miller to Indianapolis. Bam. All right, so now I don't have any picks. I'm not really looking to trade back into the draft. We'll see if they offer me anything. The first of the Bulls pick, oh my gosh, they're trading. The Knicks, wait. Oh, this is the Bulls pick, but it's from the Knicks. So they, rather than drafting a key player to help Michael Jordan, they get Joe Barry Carroll as a new center and Dan Roundfield as their power forward, because I think they're starting somebody really bad at power forward. So they just got their team better. They could have had Derek McKee, but he'll go to Golden State. So let's see who the Bulls draft now. Mark Jackson will be their new point guard. That's kind of cool. Rockets get Kevin Johnson. They continue to collect great young assets. They have Scott Skiles as well. And the Bulls get Horace Grant. That's neat. So the Bulls just got a lot better very quickly. They got like a whole starting, they really did get a whole starting lineup to go around Michael Jordan. Okay, Joe Wolf goes 10th. Reggie Lewis joins Derek McKee on the Warriors, so they're adding some young studs to their lineup. Reggie Williams to the Pistons. Ron Grandison to the Warriors. We have another trade. So 2 firsts. So Walter Davis is moving to, who was that, the Mavericks? Now the Suns are on the clock to draft a fake guy. So we're not even through to the first round, and we got a fake guy ready to go. Dennis Hopson goes to the Hawks. I'm going to pause just to see who else is left, because I'm curious. Let's see. Point guard wise, so Muggsy's still there. He was projected to be at least 9th pick. One had him 3rd. Garland's still there. Scott Brooks is still there. I wouldn't mind having Muggsy as a backup point guard. I just don't really have anything to trade right now. Askew and Doug Lee are real. Sarunas hasn't been picked yet. He's kind of a stash type guy. Norman and Gamble and Royal. Power forward Frank Anderson, Lohaus, Haley are all real. Grandison was picked way ahead of schedule. Centers, Dudley, Olden Poinice hasn't been drafted yet. So Muggsy Bogues wouldn't be too bad. This is the 16th pick. I'm going to go see, who is it? The Bullets. I'm going to go see if maybe I can get it for one of my future picks. Because if I can get Muggsy Bogues, oh, no. They might be looking at Muggsy Bogues because they don't have a point guard. So Muggsy might be joining Charles Barkley in Washington. I don't really want, well, I can't trade that one, but I can trade this one. 16th. It is a star and a half for a star and a half. I just want to see if they'll entertain anything. If they counter. Okay, well, I don't need him that bad. I probably can just sign somebody. So let's resume. They're trading to get out of this draft. So rather than have Muggsy Bogues to be their starting point guard of the future, they get an 89 pick, which is top 10. That was kind of a stupid trade. So the Knicks wanted Muggsy. Okay. So now we'll just go through Ken Norman, who played for the Clippers. Greg Anderson to the Mavericks. Celtics get Sarunas to join their crew. Tellis Frank to the Blazers. Polinace to the Lakers. They have Manute Bol as well, who started playing minutes behind Kareem. By the way, I did keep Kareem from retiring. He's supposed to play 2 more seasons, so looks like he'll stop a season short because almost every time they retire the next year as well. Kevin Gamble to the Sixers. There's still a few people left. Askew to the Kings. He played for them. So now we're to the second round. Winston Garland goes to the Mavericks. Fake. Jack Haley to the Blazers. Fake. 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 Scott Brooks to the Nuggets. Doug Lee to the Rockets. There aren't many left. Brad Lohaus to the Bulls. Was that it? Might have been all the real people. Garrison Gilbert. Oh, no, Donald Royal was still left. To the Sixers. So now I'm not as worried about how free agency goes. Now that I have Reggie. Because he's obviously my shooting guard of the future. Let's go ahead and sign him up. We have options. We're definitely going to accept them on Ewing and Stockton. See if anybody declines. So Jim Paxson declined his player option, will become a free agent again after spending 3 years in Denver. So he was the top free agent in the first offseason. He scored a little less here in this year. Anybody else decline? Alvin Robertson was declined. So they're going with Ron Harper, I guess. I don't know why they would decline, though. 718 for an 80 overall doesn't sound too terrible. He's a solid player. Sam Perkins was also declined, so one of the few people the Kings actually had some ownership of. Tony Campbell got declined. Joe Dumars got declined. What is happening here? Joe Klein, Bill Winnington, Rasmussen, Reynolds, Vincent, Danny Young, Webb, Ellie. Very odd declines. He was the third pick, so are they just feeling he's not living up to his third pick? I don't know. Qualifying offers, 270. I don't know what the minimum's like. It was 99,000, I think, so that seems like too much. So I will not offer Hornacek. Now we'll see who's here. There are some good people, so I'll go by position. Robert Parrish is here getting offers from many teams. Looks like he's going back to Boston. Is he the only one? He's the only one with offers. But we also have Lambier, Cliff Robinson, Cartwright, LaSalle, Bill Walton, who's been my backup. I might try to get him back because he's super cheap. He'll actually take the minimum again, so he's probably going to be my backup again. Power forward Nance is being sought by, wow, like nobody's giving him an actual offer, but he does have offers. Tom Chambers, who I cannot give because I don't have his bird rights. I can't go over to get him back to the team, so it might have been just a 1-year thing for him in Indy. James Worthy, the Lakers did give him what might be a max, But he likes the Hawks, Sonics, and Nuggets as well, so we'll see what happens. Dominique doesn't have an offer from the Hawks because they're trying to get James Worthy first. That's kind of silly. Just bring back Dominique. He averaged like 35 points or something silly. 31. Dr. J's down here without an offer. And then shooting guard, we got the Iceman. Might be going to Houston. So leaving San Antonio, where he's played his whole career. So this is Houston's going to be kind of his real life Chicago. Finished his career. Paxson, the Bulls must not have money to actually sign. Fat Lever going back to the Blazers likely. So there's my guy, Derek Harper. Says he wants 1.22. Looks like I can get him for a little bit less. I feel like I have to do it because I can go over the cap to get him. And then if he doesn't have a future on my team, I just trade him before his contract's up. I'm sure I can get something good for him. So, and there's Marquise Johnson as well, who wants probably too much money at this point. Although he actually is fine with a short-term contract now. He was like the one guy I could re-sign in the season, but it was only if I gave him 4 years, which I'm not going to do because he's 31 years old. But now I'm not sure how he fits on the team because I just drafted Reggie Miller. I have Rodman, who's going to need to play more, and Harper, who is definitely startable. He's pretty much just as good as Johnson. He's 6 years younger and a better defender and a better three-point shooter. So I think Derek Harper would make more sense. He also wants less money, barely, but so let's do that first. I think 5 years would make more sense. He doesn't want it any less. Sure, Bird, why not? We'd like him to accept this as soon as possible, so let's do that and see where that is on the scale. 92. He might not accept it on day one, but hopefully people go after Sleepy Floyd instead of him. I don't know. Alright, so the other... I need to go look at my team, I guess. That'd be pretty smart. So I have my starting point guard, power forward, center. Dale Ellis is my starting small forward. Reggie will be my backup shooting guard for the first year. Rodman, my backup small forward, power forward. So I still need a backup center, and a backup point guard would be, if Harper's my starting shooting guard, I mean. So backup center, backup point guard are the next priorities. Do I get Bill Walton back? I probably have to because nobody else is going to sign for the minimum. I think that makes sense. So he's still 80. He might go down a couple since he's going to be 35, but he's still very playable. He had a pretty good season. For what he played. I mean, he shot better than he has really since we started this thing. Per 36, stats are down a little bit, but still good to me. And he might still be able to help Patrick Ewing as well. So let's go with, whoops. I wonder if I could do like a team option. Nope, he won't take that. Okay, 1 year it is. Well, he'll take a 2-year without an option. That's interesting. Because that would lock him up, because the minimum raises each year. wonder if that would make more sense, or if well, he might not be playable by then. So let's go minimum. 1 year. All right, so backup point guard. Harper's going to play some of it, but I still need somebody else. They have to be able to take the minimum, though, because I don't have any money. So Kyle Macy is an option, maybe? No. No, it sure isn't. Do I have any cap holds to get rid of? People I don't want. Well, Walton will save me money. I could get rid of Johnson's cap hold. I don't think that'll necessarily help me. I don't need McAdoo or Neely on here, or Dunleavy. Or a sec. I don't think that really helped anything. I still can only offer a minimum. Okay. So who wants, like, no money? Jeff Houston, Wes Matthews, there's Dunleavy again. Quinn Buckner wouldn't be bad, but he's 32, probably going down. There's no way he'll take it. Winston Garland didn't get signed. Michael Ray's only 68. Are there shooting guards here that can play point guard? Carlisle. Hornacek again. Hodges. I was hoping to get somebody that can actually, like, play. Danny Ainge. He might actually take that. He could play some point guard. That's not a bad idea. He's 28. Hopefully won't go down. Dumars 1.12 million. So here he is wanting 1.12 million, and the Rockets could have kept him for like 800,000, and they decided not to. I don't quite understand that. It's so hard not to just pay for Marquise Johnson and find a way to make it work, but I feel like I'd have too good of people to actually have a logical rotation. And this would be the time he wouldn't come back. He won his championship. He's 31. He's going to go down. I could give him a 1-year deal, but I'm not sure for what point. So let's do Danny Ainge. 1 year minimum. Go. Okay, there are my offers. Let's advance. So Harper did agree. Walton agreed. Ainge agreed. Frees up those spots. And we go. Let's see who signed. So Worthy did go to the Nuggets. Oh boy, the Lakers are going to look a little different. Nobody else signed, though. So now the Hawks are probably going to get... Oh my gosh, if the Lakers replace James Worthy with Dominique Wilkins, that's really looking like it's going to happen. Oh no. Okay, I don't think the Nuggets can actually afford Gervin since they just got Worthy. They'd have to choose. Jim Paxson to the Sixers? That would be interesting. I don't know why Lever didn't sign with the Blazers already. Floyd maybe back to the Warriors. Oh boy. Oh, I think I can release that too. Okay, so now, if I go by position, so I got Danny Ainge and Derek Harper. So that almost completes my guards. I have Walton coming back there. So Rodman is going to be playing some, but I need another like power forward center would be good for if Walton can't play much. Wayne Cooper will take the minimum. I also have to keep in mind, I'll probably keep an open roster spot because winning the finals, I can probably sign anybody that's left on the free agency for minimum once the season starts. That's how I got Chambers last year, if you recall. But getting somebody that can play, I got Neely last year. I actually got Rambus last year too, but then traded him for a first round pick to the Pistons. So that seems like that was a good call. We've got Larry Smith. Sidney Green won't take the minimum. Be kind of silly to get Rambus again. Rick Mahorn is too good as well. He's still recovering. Ivoroni. Antoine Carr. He's 25, but we'll take the minimum. Has he even been playing? He has. I feel like Antoine Carr wouldn't be a bad addition to the team. Kupchak, that's who was starting for the Lakers when I was... Or no. Yeah, he was starting for the Lakers, but I was trying to remember who was starting for the Bulls. Maybe it'll come to me, or we'll see him at some point. Chris Dudley as a rookie maybe would make some sense. Will he take a 2-year minimum? That looks super close. Maybe not quite. He could be my emergency center. Potentially. Mike Brown's only 24 and wants the minimum. Mark West, will he take the minimum? He will. He's a system match too, which I don't know what Don Nelson is. Might be changing that, so I'm not sure how much I can rely on that that factor. Wayne Cooper. Herb is a free agent. Spanovich is also a free agent. Nymphius is the other guy I signed and traded. I think Mark West makes some sense. He does probably the two things I would want him to do. Rebound and plays defense. He's done decent when he's played. Let's do that. I'm guessing he won't. No. Alright. Minimum for West. And then I guess even a third point guard. Well, an actual point guard, since Ainge isn't technically really that. Macy was too expensive. Wes Matthews has 11 badges. That's part of what I look at too, is who can help train some of my younger guys. Buckner has 13 badges, even though he's not great. He shoots terribly. Garland, not quite. Edwards already tried, and he's down 3 probably because he's still angry at the world. Yep. I'm not sure what's wrong with that man, but there's no making him happy. So Wes Matthews hasn't been shooting great, but he gets assists. I think he makes threes. Oh no. He doesn't shoot threes, evidently. I thought he did. 0.5 per 36. Well, not so much, I guess. Matthews. Dunleavy didn't do bad on my team, but he's 6 years older, so he'll definitely go down. So let's try Matthews. See if he'll take that. I still have an offer. Small forward or power forward, I guess. right? Because I have, so that's Matthews, and Matthews, Ainge, and Harper give me 6 guards. That's good. I just gave, so Walton and Mark West. So an actual power forward, and I don't want a full team though, so power forward. Somebody that could potentially play. Terry Catledge. Sam Mitchell's still not willing to take the minimum. I don't think he's, oh, he did play. Barely. 2 years ago. So, if these guys don't get signed, we just pretend they play overseas, right? There are some rookies down here. Haley and Lowhouse didn't get signed. What are they good at? And do they have potential? Haley has a little more potential. He looks like a great rebounder, but not as good a defender. '61. I'd like my power forward to play some interior defense. So Carr was the other guy I was looking at. I don't know that he does that any better. He should be a better offensive player, although it doesn't really look like it. 66, not a good rebounder. Sure, why not? Will he take 2? He will take 2. But not if I make it a team. I'm trying to just get people because it gives you more flexibility trading. The other thing to consider is there will be some expansion teams coming in the next couple of years. And if you don't have people under contract, then it's super hard to protect the people you want. So giving people some extra years, not a bad idea. So let's go forward 3, 4, 5. So somebody didn't sign. Wes Matthews signed with somebody else. I didn't even realize he had another offer. It's my bad. Celtics. He really wanted to go back to the Celtics, I guess. Probably that team option I gave him. Oops. Alright, so now it's just the point guard I'm looking for. Anybody else? Please, if I get to the top of this list and it says Dominique to the Lakers, I think my chances of repeating are very slim. World B. Free stayed with the Cavs. Valentine stayed with the Blazers. Tom Chambers to the Suns. That's kind of funny. I don't know what year he went to the Suns in real life, but neat. Sleepy back to the Warriors. Sleeper back to the Blazers. Jim Paxson did sign with the Sixers. So that gives them some firepower. I don't know if they'll get Dr. J back. Gervin did go to the Rockets. So he's joining, I guess he takes Dumar's spot. Parrish back to the Celtics. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh boy. That's rough. Okay. I don't have my point guard because he got stolen away. These guys all have lots of badges. He had 20. John Paxson has 26. Who's getting offers now? Marquise. So this is my last chance. So the Nuggets and Rockets, who again, how do they have money? They got Worthy and the Iceman. Byron Scott. So the Lakers also, so that's kind of who Dominique's replacing, Worthy and Scott. English is probably switching teams. Does Nance finally have, oh my gosh, there's no way that, how did these teams have all this money? Gus Williams to the Sixers or Blazers. don't know. They just re-signed Lever. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, teams have to make decisions once moratorium ends. Sometimes they can't sign all the people they actually got to accept. So I'm looking for another point guard still. Winters can... Oh, I thought he could play point guard. There's Hodges down here, who's 27. Carlisle's gotten to play a little bit. So the other guy I was looking at, well, there was Dunleavy, there was Buckner's getting an offer. Wow. Celtics are trying to bring him back. Nobody else will accept. Houston's close. I don't know much about him. Three probably won't, no. Cedric Toney. Sidney Lowe I had on my team at some point. Or yeah, he started as a Pacer, that's right. Not super thrilled with the options here. I mean, Dunleavy, only problem is he's going to go down probably 2, if not 3 overall. I guess the hope is that he won't have to play, so I guess we can sign him and see. Alright, I think that's all I want to do. Dunleavy accepted, so there we go. Dr. J is getting an offer. Who's that from? The Bulls. Roddy McRae. Seeing who's actually getting offers that they'll potentially accept. Nance Sonics is who he was on. They're losing Cooper too, potentially. Nobody has money, evidently. Cliff Robinson probably going back to the Cavs. Mo Cheeks almost to the Sixers. Lakers trying to get back their guys, but not paying them enough. Purvis Short to the Hawks. He was on the Suns last year. So that's who they're trying to get to replace Dominique. So the Nuggets trying to get Marquise Johnson to go with James Worthy. I mean, I did make him a shooting guard. Can I edit him here? I feel like he should not be a shooting guard. He really only was a shooting guard on my team. Let's see if I can find him. Well, I guess I can just go this way. He's right there, but I can't change position there. I have to do it here. I meant to do that once I ever made the decision he wasn't coming back to the team. Honestly, this team's going to be a little worse unless there's like somebody really good left in the free agency that'll sign with me for the minimum. So he stays the same overall. He also has 34 badges. Those would have been nice for Reggie Miller. Technically, I can still sign him. Let's go look at the team. Does it make sense? Here are my point guards. Harper, after winning the Finals MVP, I was planning on making him my starting shooting guard. Because Reggie's not going to be, I don't think, ready to start for a defending championship team. Danny Ainge playing... I don't really need a backup point guard because that's Derek Harper, so Ainge would be playing anything he's not, which is probably nothing, because I'm a 9-man rotation. Drazen, unless he goes up a lot, still won't be playable. We'll pretend like he's overseas still. Dale, I mean, Marquise Johnson's 4 better than him. He might go down a couple, but Dale's potential is also only a B, so I'm not sure he's going to go up anymore. I gave him that 3-year deal, but I don't know. Rodman's going to go up, I hope, and play more at backup power forward. So maybe there is still a place for Johnson. If Harper's playing more point guard, Johnson could play more small forward. Although that gives me... Oh, it doesn't give me a full team, right? I still have one open spot. For some reason, I thought I filled my team. I think it gives me more flexibility. I'm understanding why people like go and pay the whatever the tax, go in the luxury tax, so they can keep their players, because they could, you pay them and maybe it's a great thing, or you trade them and get future picks or whatever. So 4 for 5.85. I don't really know. I guess I have to do math. So right there is, so 2.7 are the first 2 years, and then 3.1. So that's 5.8. What did I just say? 5.85. Oh. So that's already close. But that's 100. I mean, once it's not moving, that's 100, and that's better than the 92 it has for the Nuggets. So I feel like this would make more sense, doing whatever it takes to get it 100, like that. Team option. Maybe I do flat and whatever that takes. 1.32. I think we do that. We're going to be over the cap, but it gives me some flexibility. Sign with me. Perfect. It's less than his cap hold was. It's more than what I could have offered him in the beginning if I had done this, but whatever. Alright, so that's as much as I want to do, because I want to keep a roster spot open. See if anybody... So now the Clippers and Nuggets. So Byron Scott will be changing teams. Robinson still hasn't signed for some reason. Cartwright might go to the Cavs, but I don't think they would want both of them. Nance, for some reason, still hasn't signed with the Sonics. Watley, because the Bulls drafted Mark Jackson, they don't need him anymore. So he's going to the Hawks. Let's go a day. Now they must have got Cartwright. So now Robinson's going to the Suns. Cooper. How do the Nuggets have this money? Well, they did lose Paxson, right? That's where Paxson was, yep. And they didn't have very many people on their team before. I don't know what's taking Larry Nance so long, or the Sonics so long to sign him. Let's go by position here. Oh, anybody switch teams up here at the top? So Robinson didn't go to the Suns. Rollins went back to the Rockets. Cooper's on the Warriors. Clippers got a fake guy down there. Not much action in power forwards. It's just craziness. So English went to the Sonics. Maybe that's why they can't sign Nance, because they got English. Short did replace Dominique on the Hawks. Scott's now on the Clippers. Clippers are going to be good. Gus Williams to the Sixers. So that's somebody the Sonics lost. But they replaced him with somebody 9 years younger, but only 3 worse. So not a bad deal there. Alright, so top of the chain here. LaSalle. Going back to the Kings likely. Donaldson, not quite. And Edwards. Nuggets or Hawks. Nance. So the Sonics aren't offering him anymore, so they must have had choices to make. Nothing. Nothing. Cooper to the Nuggets probably. Cook to the Hawks. Cheek still not quite. Just go a couple days here. So this is giving me also a look to see who would be there for me to potentially sign. Looks like everybody only has minimums to offer, so nobody's really signing. I don't know that that really changed at all. Julius Erving is still there. Well, somebody had more than the minimum. The Cavs have 185 to offer. But that seems to be it. I don't think there's enough time for these guys to be able to accept minimums, so there's going to be pretty good guys left again in free agency. Dr. J, the Knicks trying to get him. All right, that's it. Let's look at progression. Patrick Ewing's up 3. So Stockton didn't go up. It actually says he went down in some things. Johnson didn't go down. Somehow Derek Harper didn't go up either. He has 36 badges, though. Stockton has 34. There's a lot of badges on this team. Ellis didn't go up, but Rodman, he's ready to play now. He played 13 and a half minutes a game. That's going to be going up, I imagine. Walton did go down 2. Dunleavy only went down 1. He said he was 75. I guess maybe my coaching helps him out. Petrovic got a little better. Still not going to be playing, though. Let's see what Patrick got better at. A lot of offensive stuff. Wow, he can like almost shoot threes. His defense, his rebounding, he's just going to be immortal almost. Stockton, why is he going down? He's going down in speed. What's that about? He didn't get hurt, I don't think. Yes, he did. Duh. That's why Derek Harper got Finals MVP. I was thinking of the season. Like, I didn't really have any injuries in the season, but playoffs are a different story. Well, that sucks. Not that speed is really what Stockton needs. His passing's still amazing. His defense is still good. Shooting's still good. Okay. Kellogg at 26. I was afraid that he'd start going down, but it looks like he's kind of plateaued in a way. So that's fine. Marquise went down in a few things, but also went up. At age 31, to be going up in things is kind of crazy. Glad to bring him back. So now we'll have some options in the season if we want to trade. Because I don't have a first-round pick in the next year. I also, was it 1990 or 91 I just traded? I don't have a pick that year. So replenishing draft stock will be good. Rodman getting a little better in shooting. We'll see if he got better at defense and rebounding, I hope. Up 5 in both of those. Wow. Oh my, his rebounding is now 99 offensive. Okay. He also got faster. That doesn't really happen. Okay. Walton, stamina is down to 75, so he's not going to be playing the 21 minutes or whatever I did in the playoffs when Kellogg was hurt. Rebounding went down a bit. Still playable, though. 78. Or, well, 77, but it says he's 78. We can see what Reggie is now. He's 85 at threes, so that's almost as good as Stockton. It's better than Harper. His free throws are good. Offensive consistency is good. Perimeter D, not so good. Steals are decent. He can kind of move. Who's he? He's faster than Ellis, slower than Harper. That probably makes sense. Does he have stamina? Oh, it's 99. Okay. Okay. Well, it says B minus. Hopefully that can change. Otherwise, Reggie's career is going to be quite different. I didn't really look at West. Did he stay the same? Yep. Okay. Petrovic's 99 at threes, in case you wondered. Maybe he should play. Let's go through the league and see who else changed. So this is going to be interesting for teams like the Pistons, who only have 7 guys signed, 7 real people. If they all get filled with fake guys, or if maybe there are some real guys ready to take the minimum now that they're in the free agent pool. I would hope so. In real life, that's how that would work. People would rather play basketball for the minimum, I would think. But we'll see. I can also see how some teams changed here. So George Gervin just made the Rockets a different team. So their point guard, they have Skiles, but they just drafted Johnson as well. The Spurs are looking kind of sad with 4 people. They don't have any money to sign people. They do. So, like, why aren't they offering their money? I don't quite get that. Maybe they'll sign the people when the season starts, when they kind of auto-assign people. So Chambers is now the Suns' second best player. Who's 33 on them that's keeping Scottie Pippen? They don't have him anymore, whoever it is. Or it's retired, that's the other thing. We'll go through and do numbers and positions. I'll probably do that offline once I stop this live feed. Alex English is now tied for the Sonics' best player. They got Watley as well. Blazers pretty much just re-signed their people, so Lever and Valentine. Warriors got back Floyd, but they signed Wayne Cooper, who I guess is going to be their starting center now without Joe Barry Carroll. They drafted McKee and Lewis and Grandison. For the Sixers, so they don't have Dr. J anymore. They got Jim Paxson to be their other scorer and Gus Williams to replace Mo Cheeks, who I think is still on the free agent list. Oh my God, the Bucks have 3 people. Doesn't quite make sense. They have $4.5 million, but they didn't spend any of it. I'm not following the logic of that. We'll see if some of the good guys get signed. So the Bucks. Let's remember the Bucks. They'll be the easiest. Moncrief, Walker, and Wolf. I want to see what their team looks like when we click advance. Bullets didn't do anything. Here's the Bulls. It's probably so they traded for Joe Barry and Roundfield. They drafted Jackson and Grant, but they still have Corzine. So they don't have a small forward. They needed Scottie Pippen. The Cavs replaced Robinson with Cartwright. They're not. I mean, they've got a lot of 80s, but no big star. Here's the Celtics keeping their team intact. Clippers get Byron Scott to go with Cummings. Karl Malone didn't go up. I thought he did a lot better. He did. He was in like most improved. Does he not have potential? Oh my gosh, it says B. Again, I hope that can change as it goes. You would think when he played 33 minutes that he would be able to get better. He's still 24, we'll see. The Hawks get Short to replace Dominique. Harry Porter went up 4. Jazz drafted Kenny Smith, otherwise not much change there. Kings, not so much change. I mean, I gave them Ty Corbin. So the Knicks signed the one position they've been solid at. Not quite making sense, but okay. This is ridiculous. Oh boy. He didn't go up though, so. Mavs, Walter Davis, they traded their draft pick for him, and now he's down 4. Is that? I don't remember who got drafted for that pick. The Nets only have 4 people. They're the team that had the fewest real people last season. They only had 5. Hopefully they have money to sign. They do, so we'll see if they actually sign real people. They need some people to start with David Robinson and Buck Williams. James Worthy becomes the Nuggets' best player. So Cooper and Worthy go to the Nuggets. They barely have money, but the fact that they've got... That's their starting lineup. That's a solid starting lineup. Alright, let's advance. Not going to do the Summer League. I need to look up where the All-Star break was in, I guess now 88. We've got fake guys getting hurt in Summer League. NBA All-Star game in 88 was in Chicago, not Sacramento. Alright. I have not started a 88 draft class. I will likely have at least started that next time I go live. So let's use the one they have. That's not what I wanted to do. Simulate game. So, who's in this class? We got Hersey Hawkins, Charles Smith, Ronnie Cycli, Willie Anderson, Danny Mann, Chris Morris, Rick Smits, Rod Strickland, Mitch Richmond. That's fake. Rex Chapman and Harvey Grant. So, decent draft class. So, in real life, Danny Manning was number 1. I'm not sure beyond that. Smits was high up there. I don't know if he was second, but... Tom Tolbert, not sure why he's on the world. Michael Williams, Dan Marley, Tim Perry, Will Perdue, Mark Bryant, Kevin Edwards, and Grant Long. So quite a few real people, it looks like. We'll see how many I need to create. I don't know if there are any key players missing from that default class or not. Let's advance. Now, I wanted to see the Bucks, right? Let's see what happened to the Bucks. They had 3 real people. Now they signed Holton, Nymphius, Tony. Okay, it's mostly real people. It's all real people. That is good to see. That makes me happy. They're not super good people, but they're real. Cool. They're going to be a really bad team. I feel like Moncrief's going to have to score a lot of points. Let's see what else changed. So I'm really hoping that everybody in sight, so it's the top 10 players. I wish everybody in sight was real. I don't think Rory had played much. No, he didn't play last year. Alright, so there's the Sixers. They don't have a small forward, really. Robert Reed, I guess. Bucks don't have a power forward. Bullets didn't have very many people either, so again, fully real people. Good to see. What'd the Bulls end up doing? They got Bob McAdoo and Brian Winters. Mike O'Koren, I guess, is their small forward. Ricky Brown. All real people. Cool. Cavs. Gilliam's hurt. He hurt his knee in Summer League, I guess. I wanted to do this before I look at the free agent list. Was Wilkes already on their team? I guess so. Missed that. Not seeing. I mean, Cook. I don't remember if he was there already. That team looks pretty bad. I have their protected pick, so I don't think I'll be getting it. I think it's top 10 protected. The Knicks. Still not much help for King. They got Woolridge, but again, same position. Lakers have some fake people down here. Rick Carlisle's on the Lakers now. Mavs are looking decent. They got rid of their logjam at center. They don't have Herb or Stepanovic anymore. So Benoit's going to get to play bigger minutes probably. And Duckworth gets to actually play, I hope. Does Mark Price and Adams have potential? Price does. Adams should still be going up, I hope. Alright, what'd the Nets do? Oh no. Fake people. Oh, so many fake people. Greavy's real, but oh no. Looks like David Robinson's going to get some more supporting staff or supporting cast in next year's draft. This team is not going to be good, I don't think. I don't know why they can't sign real people. To decide if Marquise now stays a small forward after I changed him. He might. I also have to decide if now I'm starting Harper or Johnson. Harper didn't go up as well, he didn't go up at all, but I thought he would, which is why I was thinking he's automatically my starting shooting guard. Pistons looks like they filled their team with mostly fake people. Rockets look decent. Spurs only had 4 real people, and they didn't sign any more. God, that's awful. But they still have money. Like, what are they doing? They had 1.85 left. Why are they not signing people to help their team? They don't have a starting power forward. And the other starters are 82 plus. Like, this could be a winning team if they just sign some people. They must have a terrible GM. The Suns. Who's that that's hurt? Derek Smith has a ruptured left Achilles. That's not good. Pippen. I would think they'll start him over Sanders. We'll see how it goes. Alright, now's the time. Let's see who's the best in the league here. So I've got the 3rd best point guard. That's pretty cool. I also have the 6th best point guard. Shooting guard. Well, Marquise Johnson would be right here. 86. Michael Jordan's down 1. He's not super happy. He's also about to be ready for a contract extension. I imagine they'll extend him. Small forward, so there's Marquise here. Dale Ellis is an 82, I think, yeah. Oh, 81, so he's down 1. So 3rd and 4th best small forward switch teams this offseason. Power forward, there's Kellogg still tied for 5th. Barkley's an 86. And Patrick Ewing is the 2nd best center now. So he went up, Malone went down. Good stuff. Rookie David Robinson's down here in the top 10 as well. And there's the overall best. I wanted to look up when Hakeem changed his name. Do that before I forget again. I meant to do that earlier. When did Olajuwon change his name? 1991. Oh, well, we're not there yet. I thought it was earlier than that. Huh. Okay, well, we'll leave it as is. I would have sworn it would have been in the 80s. Free agents, let's see. Oh, there are good people. Oh, they're good people. And they will sign with me. For nothing. I need to probably look, well, I can still look at who's there. Give me an idea. So if I want a point guard, well, no Cheeks is there. Um, somebody with badges that could help John Stockton would be good. I don't really want to bring Seasting back. But I could also look at rookies or young people that have potential, which evidently is not Spud Webb. Oh my God, Joe Dumars is still there, but he only has B potential now. He has 27 badges. Why does he have B potential? Alvin Robertson. Some of these guys will get signed as soon as I simulate a day, because other teams also have the same deal I have right now of signing for minimums. Hornacek's now a B plus. I thought it said B or B minus when I didn't extend his qualifying offer. Dr. J has 11 badges. I mean, kind of want to just leave him alone and maybe nobody will sign him and he'll just call it a career. Because I don't want to sign him and then him not play. Sounds sad. It sounds a little sad. Rick Mahorn's still there. Perkins is still there. He's an A minus. Larry Nance did not get signed. Oh, man. Somebody who doesn't really have to score and plays defense would be wonderful. Larry Nance can be that. He scores quite a bit, but Herb didn't get signed. Centers are kind of short in depth. All right. Well, I will have to think about that. I'm going to probably start doing my rotation and stuff like that, and then I'll think about who I'm signing. So by the time I go live, I'll probably have signed somebody, have my training and mentors and rotation and all that stuff ready to go, and then I'll start to work on the 88 draft class. Hopefully won't have too many people to create, but we'll see. All right, so we'll see how this 73-9 Pacers team can defend their championship season. And yeah, till then, thanks for watching. Shoeshak Redemption out.